Hi, my name is Robbie. Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to pose a question to you. What does it take to reach your potential as a gamer? Do you have to spend a lot of money on things like 360 Hz monitors, 8K polling rate mice, or even expensive designer style mouse pads? Does that money invested translate into any tangible benefit when it comes to your gameplay? So I want you to keep that in the back of your mind as we take a look today at the Lethal Gaming Gear Saturn Pro and see what it brings to the table and if it's something that you should consider spending your money on and putting on your desk. Let's jump into it. So I wanted to start with the build quality. Being a mousepad, there's not a lot required to be good in this department. The surface is very smooth and the stitching around the outside is flawless. There really is no fraying or anything like that. Again, I have had this pad for 6 months and it's held up really well. There is no signs of wear or tear on the main mouse surface, and I have washed it a couple of times using some water and a little bit of Dawn dish soap, but that worked really well to clean up any messes that were on the pad. It does come with an Xsoft poron base in the version that I have, and that's a real squishy plush feeling, and that has remained consistent since I've gotten it about 6 months ago. The Saturn Pro is a balanced pad that kind of leans in the direction of being a control pad. So in-game, I performed really well with this pad. I'm not surprised by that considering it has glowing reviews online and it's a pretty expensive pad. But what I really wanted to try with this was that Xsoft base. I've heard a lot of people say that it creates a lot of extra control, and people like Tens and Boardsy often recommend the Xsoft. And for me, it's something that I found was good, but not great. So let me explain. The Xsoft base of the Saturn Pro allows you to push into the pad to generate some extra friction and create some additional stopping power and control with your mouse in game. This is something that I noticed was helpful when I was doing flick shots in particular. Now, where this did cause some problems for me, though, was inconsistency. And what would oftentimes happen is I would get into a stressful situation in game where I would tense up and maybe apply some extra pressure into the pad subconsciously. And in doing that, I felt like I was kind of fighting the pad, almost like I was using more of what you would call a mud pad. And it did cause me in those situations to undershoot and have some issues tracking targets. So the Xsoft base is very comfortable. I love resting my hands on it. And for general gaming, I think it's really, really good. My opinion on it though is if you are looking for something to play an attack shooter or if you're trying to push ranks in games, I would actually recommend not going with an Xsoft variety of these pads just because the consistency of your game is going to vary. And I think there is some discussion to be had about the benefits of Xsoft and allowing you to create that extra friction. But for me, I feel like I need that extra consistency over that variable friction that you get. Do I recommend the Saturn Pro? Yes, but with a caveat. Now, if you're looking for something that has good build quality, has a nice surface, provides a good amount of control, and is very comfortable to use, the Saturn Pro might be your next mousepad because it checks all of those boxes for a reasonable price of $50. Do I recommend it though if you are someone who is trying to climb in ranks in whatever game it is that you're playing? I don't think so. I think in that type of situation, something that provides a little bit more of a consistent experience is going to go further for you than something that provides a more gimmicky feature, such as that Xsoft base. So my recommendation for those people would probably be to get something more like the Aqua Control 2, or maybe even the regular Saturn from Lethal Gaming Gear. I think all of those surfaces are going to provide a more consistent experience that will really allow you to dial in your aiming fundamentals rather than throwing another variable into the equation. But if you're like me and you like to try new things and you find that tech and gaming mice and mouse pads are fun, I certainly wouldn't steer clear of the Saturn Pro because it really is an exceptional mouse pad. I think it's just something that for that competitive-minded person, I would maybe look elsewhere or potentially that soft version. Hey, thanks so much for stopping by and checking out my video. If you have any thoughts or suggestions, leave a comment down below, drop a like on the video, and subscribe for more content. We'll see ya.